Hello traders, welcome back to the channel. Hope you had a fantastic week this past week. In this video, I'm going to take you through my analysis for gold. We're going to start up from the weekly time frame and work our way down to the 4-hour and hourly time frame. It's going to be a top-down analysis, and we're going to be identifying some key areas to look out for. Overall, we can see gold on the weekly time frame has been strongly bullish, moving strongly to the upside, and does not look like slowing down anytime soon. We can identify the trend by drawing a trend line, connecting at least 2 points to identify where the trend is heading, and we can see price forming higher highs and higher lows all the way to the top, with 2 points at least touching the trend line on the weekly time frame. Once we go down to the daily time frame, we can see again price bouncing off this trend line. There was a period where price was ranging for a while and then broke out of that range at the resistance level 34.40 area, and since then price has continued strongly to the upside. We can also from here still identify 2 points, drawing the trend line up to see where the trend is, and we can see that again quite steep trend line, showing a very strong move to the upside. And once we take it again down to the 4-hour time frame, we can see price touching that area at least twice, and every single time price has gone up to form higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows, signifying an uptrend. Okay, and price has failed to break previous lows, continuing all the way to the top, and currently we are around the high level of gold, which is around the 38.95 area. So there, if we go at that level, we can also plot the resistance zone where price has tested and where price seems to be heading to again, around that area. Taking this lower to the hourly time frame, we can see where we are. For gold, we can again draw another uptrend trend line from this area, connecting 2 more points, and as we can see the points here connecting as well. So again, this trend line is important because a break out of this trend line would signify a break of structure. Now we can identify the lows on the hourly time frame. Now since we've identified the high here around the 38.95 area, we can see a low area here of significance and another one down here which will signify as a significant low. Big price all the way, you can see it's an area that has been tested in the past. So this is what we are looking at now on the daily time frame for gold, and we'll be seeing how price plays out from here, whether price breaks through these previous lows and starts forming lower lows and lower highs, or if price will push through this previous high to continue forming higher highs and higher lows. So now we are currently at the top here. So what we're looking for is to see price reaction to this area. So either price breaking this up again, continuing with this sort of higher highs and higher low pattern, taking price to the upside, or are we going to see price form a bearish signal bouncing from this area down to this trend line here, possibly breaking it all the way down to the next trend line, to this area here, and coinciding with this low, or even further down to this next low. So this is what we'll be looking at for gold in the upcoming days. What my advice would be essentially for gold is, as long as gold is on this strong trend, as we can see on the weekly time frame, with previous weekly candles closing strongly bullish without showing any sign of slowing down, again with the daily candles, most of them showing green, which is strongly bullish as well, I would say for now my bias, again following the trend, would be strongly bullish. I'm not going to be looking for the top. I am not going to be looking for where price would potentially reverse from to try to catch an early sell on gold. Rather, I will keep riding the trend until I see there is a break of market structure, and that is when price starts forming lower highs and lower lows. But as long as price keeps forming higher highs and higher lows, then my advice would be just to look for opportunities for buy on gold. So even if on the daily time frame or even lower time frames price comes down to retrace, look for opportunities where price might potentially reverse from, with one of them being this area here where we can see price has tested that zone previously. So we can see whether or not we need to wait for price to come back down, potentially sell from there or buy from there, or price breaks this trend line again down to the next low and see whether we can potentially buy from there. A proper break of structure, in my opinion, would be when you look at the higher time frames. For example, the say 4-hour time frame. What I would signify as a break of structure is price once again failing to break this high, so not forming newer highs. Price comes down, clears out this previous low here, or even this one, so the one around the 38.40 area or around the 38.23 area. If price clears those low and then goes up to form a lower high rather than again clearing all the other highs, then that's potentially a break of structure. Another thing that you can look at would be break of this trend line. So one trend line breaks, the second trend line breaks, again that could signify that price is again breaking structure and trying to create a new market structure, and that is lower highs and lower lows. So that's what I'll be looking at for me to know if there is a potential reversal happening on gold. But for the time being, just keep looking for buy opportunities for gold until that market structure breaks. So this essentially has been my analysis for gold. Again, my bias is bullish. We'll be looking for bullish opportunities throughout this week, where price seems to be breaking the higher highs, the previous highs, and then we'll keep taking our buy entries from those places unless market structure changes at any point in time. So thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you found it very helpful. If you have, kindly leave a like, and if you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe to the channel for more analysis videos. Thank you very much for watching, and have a fantastic week ahead. Peace.